A millionaire tea seller. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you the story of a simple poor boy? He proved that he was economically poor, but not mentally. People mocked him for selling tea on the roadside, but he knows the words never give up. But how did he build a business empire with nothing but hard work and dedication? This is the unbelievable true story of Ravi, the boy who turned a simple tea cart into a success story that shocked everyone. But how did he do it? And who was the mysterious man who changed his life forever? Let's find out. Ravi's journey had not been easy. He had lost his father at the age of 16, leaving his family in deep financial trouble. His mother worked as a housemaid, and his younger sister was still in school. With no money for education, Ravi had no choice but to start working. He tried many jobs, delivering newspapers, washing dishes at a restaurant, but nothing lasted long. Finally, he decided to sell tea on the roadside. It was a small beginning, but he gave it his all. Every day he stood under the scorching sun or in the cold wind at his small roadside tea stall. However, he noticed none of the customers were coming to his tea stall. Most of them were going to other already reputed big tea stalls nearby. In this way, many days passed, but his tea stall remained empty. He knew his tea tasted better than the other tea stalls nearby, but he also knew he had no money to invest in the business or to improve it. Therefore, he felt he had no choice but to continue with the tea stall. Ravi couldn't understand why. His tea stall was customerless while others were not. But Ravi understood one thing: he had a dear sister and mother at home, and he was their only hope. This responsibility kept him from giving up. Some nearby people appreciated his hard work, but most of them looked down on him and said, "Selling tea here will never make you successful. There are many big tea stores around you." But Ravi believed otherwise. He knew that no job was small if done with dedication. That evening, he was thinking about all of this and didn't realize when it became night. He looked around and saw that all the other tea stalls were already closed. As he was about to close the tea store, a well-dressed businessman stopped by his car and came out. "One cup of tea, please." "Actually, my favorite tea store has been closed today," he said, looking tired. Ravi quickly made his special tea, adding a pinch of cardamom and ginger. The businessman took a sip and paused. "Wow, this is amazing. I've never had tea like this before," he said. Ravi smiled and thanked him. Curious about Ravi's life, the businessman started a conversation. Ravi humbly shared his struggles, his father's death, his family's financial problems, and his dream of running a bigger tea shop someday. The businessman was impressed by Ravi's honesty and determination. "You know, I started my business with nothing but an idea," the businessman said. "I see that same spark in you. What if I help you open a small tea stall?" Ravi was shocked. "But sir, I have no money," he replied. The businessman smiled. "You don't need money. You need belief. I'll invest in your shop, but only if you promise to never give up." Ravi couldn't believe his luck. He agreed immediately. With the businessman's help, he opened a small but beautiful tea stall near a busy office area. He kept the same quality, the same smile, and the same special tea. Within weeks, word spread. People lined up for his tea, and his business grew faster than he had ever imagined. Months later, the businessman visited again. This time, Ravi wasn't just selling tea. He was running a proper shop with multiple workers. Seeing this, the businessman said, "You have proved that success is not about where you start. It's about how hard you work." Years passed, and Ravi expanded his tea business. He opened multiple outlets across the city, and his name became famous. The same people who once mocked him now stood in line to taste his tea. One evening, as Ravi sat in his biggest tea shop, he saw a young boy selling tea on the other side of the road, just as he once did. Ravi smiled and walked up to him. He told The boy, never stop believing in yourself. Your journey has just begun. Success is not about your background or how much money you have. It is about your hard work, persistence, and never giving up on your dreams. Even the smallest job, when done with passion, can turn into something great.